It was our ancestors who colored the land of India and Tibet, which was pioneered by Atisa Dipamkara Shranyana, who studied in the archipelago. Don't reverse it. This is evidence of historical facts about the Bodhi tree, as well as about Atisa Dipamkara in the Silver Umbrella Palace, while studying with Svarnadvipa Dharmakirti at the former Dharmic Original Learning Center at the Srivijaya Kadachuan Center, Indonesia. Pay attention to. The Purana and Mahavamsa state that Ashoka's father was Emperor Maurya Bindusara and his grandfather was Chandragupta, the founder of the empire. Ashokavadana stated that Ashoka's mother was the daughter of a Brahmin from Champa and was prophesied to marry a king. Her father took her to Pataliputra, where she was appointed Bindusara's harem and eventually became its chief queen. Vamsathapakasini or Mahavamsa Tika, a discussion about the Mahavamsa, calls him Dharma, Dhamma, in Pali, stating that he belongs to the Maurya Kshatriya clan, a Divyavadana legend calling himself Janapada Kalyani. The Purana states that Ashoka's father Bindusara reigned for 25 years, not 28 years as in the Sri Lankan records. If this is true, Ashoka's ascension 3 years earlier to 268 BC, and we assume that Buddha died in 486 BC, then Ashoka's time was in years. 268 BC. Magaliputa, protected by Ashoka, sent 9 missions. Each mission consisted of 5 monks and led by an elder. He sent his own son Mahinda, accompanied by 4 other Theras, Ithya, Udaya, Sambala and Battasala. Furthermore, with the help of Magaliputa, Ashoka sent to distant areas such as Kashmir, Gandhara, Himalayas, land of Yonas, Greece, Maharashtra, Suvarnabhumi, Svarnadvipa, Nusantara, Indonesia. In the 18th year of Ashoka's reign, mentioning the names of those who went on pilgrimage also carried the following missions. Mahinda to Sri Lanka. Majantika to Kashmir and Gandhara. Mahadeva to Mahisa Mandala. Rakita to Vanavasa, to Aparantaka, West India. Mahadama Rakita to Maharashtra. Maharakita to the country of Greece. Majima to Himalayas. Sona and Uttara to Suvabhumi, Svarnadvipa, Nusantara, Indonesia. During the year of the 19th reign, Ashoka's daughter, Sanghamita, went to Sri Lanka to form an order of nuns, taking the saplings of the sacred Bodhi tree with her. The former center for Maju Nusantara civilization, a place to teach and learn the teachings of the archipelago's ancestors, Dharmic Original. Before being named Srivijaya, there was a holy city called Montakui. The local people previously called Muotakui, after the Dutch era until now published as Muara Temple. Takas, complete with the university and the trail of the Bodhi tree, people named it Ashoka tree. Bodhi tree, whose Latin name is Ficus religiosa, a species known as the Bodhi tree, nutmeg tree, peepal tree or Ashwata tree, a species of fig originating from the Indian subcontinent, southwest China and Indochina. The species is included in the Moraceae family of figs and mulberries. In the highest area around the puja center, there are still traces of a Bodhi tree, Ashoka, brought by King Ashoka to the archipelago, when he was doing samadhi at the place of the Dharmic masters, Brahmins, Bhattara Guru, Rshi Dachuik, doing Tapo Patharik, Upasana, Kamala contemplation, completing the end of his study. This was also done by the first King Ashoka and Atisa Dipamkara Shranyana from Tibet, which is also mandatory for the Dachuik in the Srivijaya chamber. This king of Ashoka brought Ashoka tree seeds from his country, did samadhi until the seeds took root and grew. The estimated time was 10 to 20 days. In this place also among the students from Tibet learned and did it. This was also done by Atisa Dipamkara Shranyana. In 1013 AD, he traveled to Srivijaya to stay for 12 years to study, then returned to India, died in 1054 in Naitang, Tibet. Atisa Dipamkara Shranyana offered many jewels and gold. His followers also offered 1 gold coin for each of his students. Guru Dharmakirti Suvarnadvipa. Guru Dharmakirti Suvarnadvipa offered Buddharapang to Dipamkara, and he stayed at the Silver Umbrella Palace in Suvarnadvipa for 12 years. While here he slept on the floor, at the foot of his master's bed as a sign of respect for the pupil to the teacher. In 1025 AD, Rajendra Chola, the Chola king of Tamil Nadu in South India, launched a naval attack against the port of Srivijaya in Southeast Asia. The Chola invasion led to the collapse of the Srivijaya dynasty, and the Chola invasion also coincided with the return of the great Buddhist scholar, Atisa, from Sumatra to India and Tibet in 1025. In the area of the Muotakui site in the area behind the old temple there is a mound of earth. This is not a cremation area, but this is where the Chola savages slaughtered 17 envoys of the Dachuik to make peace and just buried with dirt, on a red brick floor. These Chola savages local people call them, Anjik Garong, who want to seize and control the holy city, Kadachuan Srivijaya. The pre-Islamic Brahmin, Arshas dressed in characteristic colors. This warma corresponds to the characteristic color of the aura which is often displayed on the chakra according to its level. The dominant yellow color worn by the male family in the Kadri. Black and white clothes are the dominant colors used when living at home. Red clothes for soldiers. Yellow, brown, white, dark red, green, yellow and white in general predominantly used yellow and white, plain white high-level, white silver, white. The philosophy of using clothes in the pre-Islamic period was like fire, namely the core part of the fire is colorless. This is what the Brahmin RSHI teachers use. Namely translucent silk clothes, while the powerful RSHI who is not in charge of teaching usually wears shabby clothes like long-haired beggars because iron cannot cut his hair. RSHI who teaches long hair coiled upward. In the northern gate area of the holy city around Aliantan, this word is a combination of the words, Arya, and, Tantra. This area is an area of high-level learning of, Dharmic, teachings marked by the remaining caves with the name RSHI, Master, Datu. Name the famous Datu include Datu Nago, Datu Garudo, Datu Baruch Gadong, Datu Anto Boko, Datu Antu Bakar, short-tailed monkey, Datu Antu Bakar, long-tailed monkey, Datu Aman Tunga, Datu Aman, son of Aman Tunga. They are humans who because of their supernatural powers can change themselves as they wish to carry out the task of guarding the northern gate of the holy city, the entrance through the fierce area of the hill road, pile of bones, whose basic area is filled with human bones, in the conditions before and after being called, Srivijaya. In the Aliantan area a powerful Datu has a high level of knowledge named, Shenghyang Datu Aman Tungo, called, Datu Moon. The local people briefly called it, Tuk Moon, sometimes also called, Datu Kapalo Anjong, during Datu's previous expansion, to the Middle East known as, Aman Ra, Datu originating from the land of Punt, dynasty, Ra, Surya is the archipelago Indonesia. Datu Aman, son of Aman Tunga, located on, Bukit Keramat, is marked with a large rock that is currently uprooted and buried in the ground, Datu Aman Tunga or the community formerly called, Tuk Aman. The current location is in the vicinity of the road leading to RRI near the bridge that is called the Anjong Stone Bridge, is a popular nickname from his father. Datu Kapalo Anjong, the one worshipped, Pharaoh. Where did the word, Suro, come from and was this word used in the archipelago before the arrival of Islam in the archipelago? Based in the Big Indonesian Dictionary, the word, Suro, is a place where Muslims perform their worship praying, reciting the Quran, etc. break. The word, Su Rao, already existed in the archipelago before the arrival of Islam in the archipelago. This study proves that the sites as well as the kingdoms in the archipelago before Islam entered the archipelago were not Hindu, Buddhist, as written in books history has so far existed. Text literacy. The word, Su Rao, is sometimes called, Suro. The term Suro is understood by the majority of Muslims, is the month of Muharram. Muharram is a month that has long been known since pre-Islamic, then in the time of the Prophet to Umar ibn Khattab informalized as the name of the month in the Islamic calendar. Etymologically, Muharram means a month that is given priority and is glorified. The meaning of this language is inseparable from the reality and symbolic inherent in that month. In the month of Muharram it is full of historical events both prophetic and apostolic, is a historical momentum full of meaning due to various important events in the historical process accumulated in that month. Important events related to Suro or Muharram. Receiving the repentance of Prophet Adam, as Prophet Idris received a high degree of affection for his fellow man. Prophet Noah was protected from the danger of flooding. Prophet Ibrahim was protected from the danger of fire and slander by the king of Namrud. The Prophet Yusuf was free from the custody of the king of Egypt due to accusations of adultery with Dui Zulaikha. The Prophet Yaqub recovered from eye disease because he cried for his long-lost son Yusuf. The Prophet Yunus came out of the belly of the fish. Prophet Sulaiman received a beautiful palace. Prophet David was cleansed from all his sins. Prophet Musa survived the pursuit of Pharaoh. Prophet Muhammad obtained the Quran. In Kadachuan before and after it was called Srivijaya, in the Islamic era, namely before the 7th century, which had a city called the Holy City, the main core zone area in the holy city of Kadachuan was 16.7 hectares of the holy city with a radius of 220 kilometers of central government. On the hill, Katanka, with its area marked, Koto, which uses numbers. The Puja Center, which is fortified with a 3-meter-high earthen embankment within a 7.5 kilometers radius, not a brick wall which is only 1.2 meters high and only a few square meters in area. Until now it has been confused with Muarataka's temple. Quote, Srivijaya's unity with the holy city, and its center of puja in the pre-78 AD era was called Indonesia. Literally, the word Indo, at the time of the mother, Indra Brahman, was called the word Indra, more fully referred to at that time as Indra Dunia, was then used in the period of his successor, namely his son's grandson named Shanghyang Prabhu Maharajadaraja Indo Dunia, until he entered the Islamic era, and until now the indigenous people use more of the short word Maho Indo, or Datu Majindo, until now in Aliantan. In the Aliantan area is the northern gate of the holy city. There is a Datu which is called Datu Maho Indo, shortened to Datu Majindo, which belongs to the main tribal line of the male line of Indra Brahman, namely, Kaniago, taken from the name Kandranago. Quote, Datu Maho Indo, was shortened to Datu Majindo, which served as a security guard in the inner area after the north gate, which was titled Shanghyang Datu Panglimo Campo, symbolized by Black Tiger. The village or village named Mom Muara Mahake, which is currently submerged by the hydropower reservoir, is the second gateway to enter the holy city area in the center of the Kadri. Literacy. The word Mahake is the name of the local community. This is derived from the word Mahe Maha, namely, Aging, carved on the bas-relief of Borobudur, which is now closed, namely the literary text of the word Mahachakya. Kakya is Saka. This is a special gate through which the princes and scholars pass through the holy city to the center of the puja. The entrance to the north gate of the holy city, in the area which is now called Aliantan, is originated from a combination of two words, Arya and Tantra. Local people around Kadachuan in their native dialect or native language are not accustomed to pronouncing the letter R, hence the word Arya and Tantra, or combined in short terms as Aliantan, where the Arya Knights undertake the highest level of Dharmic original learning after undergoing education in an area near the center of the puja in the form of a large campus called Dharmapala. From here the Chinese pilgrims learned, they copied the book and brought the original Dharmic to their country, instead of bringing Buddhism, and then spread it to the archipelago, as it is currently published, and Palembang is one of the places of learning, so Kampar 13 is also Koto. Palembang was not the center of Buddhist teachings in the past. Atisa Dipamkara Shrainyana, 1013 AD, 12 years of study in the palace, Silver Umbrella, located on a hill west of the center of the puja, 1 kilometer from the area of the world's oldest university, Dharmapala, branching out in Nalanda, Bihar, India. Atisa Dipamkara Shrainyana, 12 years of study to his teacher, Svarnadvipa Dharmakirti. Returning to his country when there was a riot in the area which was attacked by Chola, Atisa brought Dharmic to his country and developed into the teachings of Tantrayana and Vajrayana. This location or place of study at the time of Ising 671-695, here, only the foundation remains. Aliantan, in the pre-Islamic period, was the entrance gate to the northern area of the Indo-World City, starting from Siak upstream, Pensermanant Pantai Sermon approximately 100 kilometers, to enter through a road with a deep ravine on the right and left side. This road it called the community the Hill Road, Pile of Bones. The controllers and rulers of this northern entrance were led by a commander named Shanghyang Datu Panglimo Buyang Amban, who was known firmly and fiercely, not reluctant to behead people who entered with bad intentions and confiscated their belongings and kept their confiscated assets in a copper box. Black on the hill, Amban dumped his corpse on the right side of the road, leaving the bottom, many victims and human bones. The lowest part of the bottom is the river, Puo, as the boundary of the division of duties in the guard area, which is led by the right side of the Amban hill, led by Shanghyang Datu Panglimo Mudo, to the Tandan area. The left side to the Puo area is Shanghyang Datu Panglimo Sikuban. The leader of the area after the north gate is Shanghyang Datu Panglimo Kampuo, and Shanghyang Datu Panglimo Sikuban, a line from his father named Shanghyang Datu Maharajadaraja Sikuban, King Vanua vassal who was entrusted by the center of the Kadri, the sons of him. This is what is called Tantra, which is famous for its supernatural powers. In this area there is a cave to carry out a high-level process of the advanced learning process after studying at the Dharmapala University. The area is close to the center of the puja. When and who was the Indian missionary to the archipelago, until the sites of the pre-Islamic kingdoms were called Hindu, Buddhist? There is no answer, because there never was. It's just labeling.